Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nayri, also known as Wedding Fashion Expert. This week, we are talking about what happens when you are in between two dresses and you cannot decide between the two. I am going to be giving you all my tips and tricks how to narrow it down to the last final one that you get to wear down the aisle. Before we dive into this week's topic, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, drop me a comment below, let me know if there's a particular video, topic you'd like me to create for you. I am here for you, guiding you along the way, leading up to your special day. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I am so honored that you have found me. I am, of course, a wedding fashion expert, stylist, buyer, wear so many different hats at LOVELLA Bridal, located in Los Angeles, California. For daily content, be sure to follow us on Instagram at LOVELLA Bridal, at LOVELLA Plus, and of course, at Wedding Fashion Expert, and on TikTok at LOVELLA Bridal and at Wedding Fashion Expert as well. I have so many brides that get so nervous. They decide that they're gonna pick the last top 3 dresses they love, compare the top 3, finalize their decision, and they always feel so stressed on how they're going to decide. I'm giving you all my tips and tricks for this on how to navigate these waters when you find yourself in this situation. The first thing I'm going to do is encourage you to not have a top 3. You don't need a top 3. It's a waste of time and energy. You need a top 2. The third one is automatically out because at the end of the day, we're looking for one dress you're wearing down the aisle. Why people feel the need to have a top 3, I really don't understand it. Top 2 totally makes sense. Your 2 favorites and you're deciding between the 2 of them. The third one doesn't make any sense. So the first thing we're gonna do is when you have friends and family or a bridal stylist maybe suggesting, what's your top 3? Say, I'm not gonna do a top 3. We are going to do a top 2, and then I'm going to decide based on the top 2. Once you've done all your searching and you know you have found 2 very special dresses that you love and you're confused. Oftentimes this confusion comes from analysis paralysis. You're overanalyzing and it's paralyzing your decision. Or it's that maybe they're 2 completely different styles. So I often have brides that find themselves in a fitted, sexy dress and in a ball gown, and they just can't decide between the 2. They're so different. They don't know what they want to exude on wedding day. That makes a lot of sense. But if you're in between 2 dresses that are both fitted, maybe one is a little bit more modern and one is more traditional, right? There are different things that make it really challenging to narrow it down from the top 2. How do you know what you're going to want to wear 6 months, 8 months to a year, year and a half from the time that you are buying your wedding dress? My top advice to you is don't allow other people's opinions to get in the way. I want you to try your best to have a clear and open mind when deciding between these 2 dresses. That being said, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and I want you to look at your overall picture. I don't want you to overanalyze on any specific feature about the dress, because I often have brides say, oh, I love the way the front of this dress is, but I love the back of the second dress, and I really wanted the back, but I hate to break it to you. The back of your dress does not matter. I need you to look at the front. I mean, okay, wait, it does matter, but the back of the dress can't be the reason why you're buying a dress, because majority of your photos are taken from the front. So I want you to look at the overall vision of what you look like in the dress. The most important thing is not just how you look, but it's also how you feel in it. I want you to walk down the aisle in the dress that makes you feel excited, beautiful, confident to marry your person in. That's when you know you have found the right dress. People always ask me, oh, how do you help brides make the decision? Do you ever give your personal opinion? And I don't need to give my personal opinion. What I need to do is give you the features that really exude your excitement. When I see a bride in a particular dress and she can't stop smiling, she can't stop moving, she can't stop dancing, that's her dress. Period. End of story. None of the other things matter, because the way you walk, talk, and feel in an article of clothing. It sets the tone, right? Think about a night out that you went out and you loved what you were wearing and you were so confident, you felt beautiful, you were thriving, you loved how you photographed, all of those things. That's what we're looking for on wedding day. The fact that I'm someone that maybe loves a sweetheart neckline, I'm just saying something just as an example, and your dress doesn't have a sweetheart neckline, doesn't mean I'm going to tell you not to buy it. I want you to wear, this is the most important article of clothing you will ever wear. I want you to be in something that you feel the most beautiful and confident in. Now, I mentioned photos, feeling great in photos. The one thing we are not going to do, and you're going to promise me this, we are not going to go home and analyze and zoom in on the photos of the two dresses that you are between. You can make a decision through photos that is actually going to sabotage and lead to buyer's remorse, which we talked about last week. I will link that video for you below, just so that you could tune in. But this will lead to buyer's remorse. Why? Because you are making a decision outside of the dress, over analyzing photos. You're over analyzing a dress that doesn't fit you perfectly. So it's either too big or too small. It's not the finished product. And it could be a horrible angle that someone took a photo of. So you may be judging certain things about the dress in a photo. And I have seen brides say yes to a dress because they went home and they looked at the photos afterwards, and then they hated that dress when it came down to wearing it down the aisle. So while, yes, I want you to look at photos, I'm not saying not to look at photos. I do want you to look at the photos. However, I want you to look at the photos while you're also in the dress, because I want you to remember how you feel in it, how you see yourself in the mirror, and also while you're looking at the photo. So you're doing this little triangle situation where it's what you look like in the mirror, it's how it photographs, and it's how you feel. So you are making this triangle of all the different components that's going to help you make the decision. If you want to go home and think about it, I don't recommend you make the decision while sleeping on the dress. Sleeping doesn't bring you more clarity. It creates more analysis paralysis. If you want to go home and not think about it, I recommend that coming back to the store the next day or the next week, trying everything back on again, seeing how you feel, looking at the photos while you're in the dress, and finalizing your decision. Most importantly, picking the dress that you feel the most beautiful in. If you do all of the things that I am recommending and you still can't decide between the two dresses and you really just want both, buy both. I have seen so many brides do that. I had one bride who loved a lace. It was a beaded lace dress, deep sweetheart neckline with a deep V, and just like a really deep sweetheart all the way going down into a deep V. She loved it so much. And then she also loved this beautiful long sleeve lace beaded dress, and she just couldn't decide between the two. The lace and the beading was different. She ended up buying both. I know that not everybody would want to invest the money into that. However, if you really can't decide and you truly love both, there's somewhere else you can shift money around to accommodate what you love, if that's the position that you find yourself in. Again, you deserve to be in the most beautiful gown, because at the end of the day, what remains from this celebration of your wedding is you, your fiance, the photos you have together, and what you both are wearing in those photos. So this is a really big deal, and if it means that you need to take money from a different section of the wedding budget and finances and shift it on over to the second dress, then go for it. So that is always an option if you truly cannot decide between the two. I have been using this formula for over a decade. It works, and I have had so many happy brides because of it. The other thing I want you to take out of the equation, if possible, is the price of the dress. If you are between two dresses that have different price points, I want you to pretend that they are the same price. End up with the dress that you love. Far too many times have I seen brides go with the less expensive dress because they're logical and practical, which I so value, but they didn't buy the dress that they loved, and therefore they end up walking down the aisle in a dress that they didn't love, or worse off, they end up buying that other dress that they loved, and now they've spent double. All in all, this formula truly works. I hope if you find yourself in this situation, all of these tips and tricks I have up my sleeve help you. For more videos and tips like these, please be sure to tune in every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will see you in next week's video.